Peter Rabbit has to tell a story many times. Chapter 6. This is the reason why you should always be sure the story repeatedly is a good story. Then you'd be glad to have it travel on and on and on. And you never have to call it back. But if you tell a story that isn't true or nice, the time is almost sure to come when you'll have to call it back and connect. You see, stories are like rivers. They run on and on forever. Little Miss Peter Rabbit knew this, and that is why she advised Peter not to tell anyone else the strange story he had told her about the dreadful creature without legs or head, or tail that had chased him in the green forest. Peter knew that she didn't believe a word of it, but she was too tired and sleepy to argue with her. And so he settled himself comfortably in for a long, nice night. When Peter awoke, the first thing he thought of was that terrible creature that he had seen in the green forest. The more he thought about it, the more impossible it seemed. He didn't wonder that Mrs. Peter had advised not to repeat it. I won't, said Peter to himself. I won't repeat it to a soul. No one will believe me. The truth is, I can't hardly believe it myself. I'll just keep my tongue still. But unfortunately for Peter, one of the little merry breezes of old Mother West Wind heard Peter tell the story to Mrs. Peter. And it was such a wonderful and curiously and unbelievable story that the merry little breezes straight away repeated it to everybody they met. And soon Peter Rabbit began to receive callers who wanted to hear the story all over again from Peter himself. So Peter was obligated to repeat it ever so many times. And every time it sounded more foolish than before. He had to tell it to Jimmy Skunk, and the Jimmy Chuck, Johnny Chuck, and the Danny Meadow Mouse, and the Digger, the Badger, and Sammy the Jay, and the Blackie the Crow, and the Striped Chipmunk, and the Happy Jack Squirrel, and the Bobby Coon, and old Uncle Billy Possum, and old Mr. Toad. Now, strange to say, no one laughed at Peter. Queer as the story sounded, you see, they all remembered how they had laughed at him and made fun of him when they told him about the great footprints he had found deep in the green forest, and how later it had been proven that he really did see them. But they were made by Buster Bear, who had come down from the great woods to live in the green forest. Then it had been Peter's turn to laugh at them. So now, impossible as the story sounded, they dared not laugh at it. I've never heard such a creature as Jimmy Skunk, and I can't believe that there is such a fake one. But it's very clear to me that Peter has seen something strange. You know the old saying, he that laughs best who laughs last. And I'm not going to give Peter another chance to have the last laugh and say, I told you so. This is very true, replied Mr. Toad. Probably Peter is something out there. Probably Peter has seen something out there of the ordinary. And in his excitement, he's exaggerated it. The thing to do is to make sure whether or not there is a stranger in the green forest. Peter says it came down the hill where Prickly Porky the Porcupine lives. Someone ought to go and ask. Find out what he knows about it. If there is such a creature up there, we ought to have seen it. Why don't you go up ahead and ask Jimmy? Ask him, Jimmy Skunk. You're not afraid of anybody or anything. I will, replied Jimmy promptly, and off he started. You see, he felt very much flattered that old Mr. Toad's remark, and he couldn't very well refuse, for that would look as if he was afraid after all. End of chapter 7. The end of that chapter 6. God is great all the time, all the time. God is good.